This gala is just another excuse for rich people to feel good about themselves while doing the bare minimum. Anna Braun muttered under her breath as she adjusted the centerpiece on table 7. The grand ballroom of Santa Cruz Ocean View Hotel sparkled with crystal and gold, a testament to her meticulous planning. Yet as the event planner extraordinaire gazed around at her handiwork, a hollow feeling settled in her chest. Little did she know that her candid criticism had drifted to the ears of the man standing in the shadows of the entryway, Michael Castillo, the evening mysterious principal sponsor and the owner of Elevate Enterprises, the fastest-growing personal development empire on the West Coast. Rather than storming out as most billionaires might when their philanthropy was questioned, Michael's lips curled into an intrigued smile. He had been right about her. Anna Braun was not just any event planner, she was authentic to her core, refreshingly real in a world of facades, and that authenticity was precisely what his company needed. Anna's phone chimed with a notification from her wildly popular Instagram account, Raw Events by Anna, another 1,000 followers since morning. At 32, she had built her influence through sheer talent and brutal honesty, becoming the go-to planner for Silicon Valley elite. Yet tonight, as she surveyed her handiwork, exquisite flower arrangements, hand-calligraphed place cards, and bespoke menu designs, she felt strangely empty. If you think it all for show, why organize it? The deep voice startled her, warm with amusement rather than accusation. Anna whirled around, her emerald gown catching the light. Standing before her was a man she recognized only from Forbes, covers and TED Talk thumbnails, Michael Castillo, 6 feet of quiet confidence in a perfectly tailored tuxedo. His dark eyes held a challenge that immediately set her pulse racing. "Mr. Castillo, I did not realize you were already here." Heat flooded her cheeks as she extended her hand. "Anna Braun, it's a pleasure to finally meet you." "The pleasure mine." His handshake was firm, lingering just a beat too long. "And you did not answer my question." Anna hesitated, contemplating a diplomatic response before deciding honesty had gotten her this far in life, because even empty gestures raise real money. $200,000 for the Children's Hospital tonight, if my projections are correct. Michael studied her, his expression unreadable. "Pragmatic, I like that." He gestured toward the terrace. "Would you walk with me? I have a proposal that might interest you." "A proposal?" Anna raised an eyebrow, hyper-aware of the curious glances from her staff. "The gala starts in 40 minutes, Mr. Castillo." "Michael," he corrected. "And this will not take long, unless you are afraid to leave your perfect centerpieces unattended." There was something in his teasing challenge that Anna could not resist. "That 5 minutes," she conceded, following him toward the moonlit terrace. Behind them, the growing murmur of early arrivals filled the ballroom. Outside, the Pacific stretched before them, silver-tipped waves catching the moonlight. The sea breeze carried the scent of salt and possibility. "I have been following your work, Ms. Braun," Michael said, resting his hands on the balustrade. "You have a unique approach, authentic, unapologetic." "Anna," she corrected with a small smile. And thank you. I try to keep it real. That's exactly why I am here." Michael turned to face her fully. "Elevate Enterprises is launching a new initiative. We are tired of the soulless corporate events that everyone forgets by morning. We want something different, experiences that transform, that matter." Anna tilted her head, intrigued despite herself. "And you think I can deliver that?" "I know you can." The certainty in his voice sent a shiver down her spine that had nothing to do with the evening breeze. "I am proposing a partnership. Exclusive rights to all Elevate events worldwide, with complete creative freedom." Anna breath caught. This was the kind of offer most event planners only dreamed about. That substantial, "Why me?" Michael's gaze was steady, penetrating. because you just called out the emptiness of this very event, yet still made it magnificent. You see both, the problems and the potential, that rare Anna. Before she could respond, the terrace doors burst open. Anna, the governor arrived early, and the string quartet is having some kind of meltdown. Her assistant Ryan looked frantic. Anna straightened, slipping instantly back into professional mode. Duty calls, Mr. Castillo. Michael, we will have to continue this conversation later. I am counting on it. His smile held a promise that stayed with her as she hurried inside, her mind racing with possibilities she had not dared imagine when the day began. What Anna could not possibly know was that this was not their first encounter. 5 years earlier, at an underground electronic music festival in Barcelona, she had danced beside a stranger for hours under pulsing lights, a stranger who had never forgotten the free-spirited woman with emerald eyes who disappeared into the crowd at sunrise. Michael Castillo had been searching for her ever since, and fate had finally delivered her back into his orbit. The gala was just beginning, but so was something else entirely, something neither of them had prepared for in their meticulously planned lives. 3 weeks after the gala, Anna found herself in the sleek glass and steel headquarters of Elevate Enterprises, nervously smoothing her blazer as she waited in the reception area. The partnership offer had been too intriguing to refuse, but something about Michael Castillo unsettled her in the most delicious way, like standing at the edge of a cliff, terrified yet tempted to jump. "He ready for you now, Miss Brown." The assistant voice broke through her thoughts, gesturing toward imposing double doors. Michael's office was unexpectedly warm, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Pacific, bookshelves lined with well-worn classics rather than business manuals, and a massive desk crafted from reclaimed redwood. The man himself stood looking out at the ocean, silhouetted against the azure sky. "Do you ever miss it?" he asked without turning around. Anna stepped forward, confused. "Miss what?" "Dancing until sunrise, letting the music move through you until nothing else exists." Now he turned, dark eyes searching hers. "Like in Barcelona 5 years ago." The room seemed to tilt beneath Anna's feet. Memories flooded back. Pulsing lights, the thrum of bass so deep she could feel it in her bones, and a magnetic stranger who moved with her, as if they had danced together in another lifetime. "That was you." Her voice barely rose above a whisper. Michael nodded, a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "I spent 2 days searching for you afterward. All I knew was your first name and that you were American." Anna sank into a chair, mind reeling. "How did you—" "I did not," he interjected. "Not until you walked into the ballroom that night. Then I knew why your company name always felt familiar. Events by Anna. The universe has a strange way of completing circles." The revelation hung between them, charged with possibility. Anna struggled to reconcile the suited billionaire before her with the carefree man who had danced beside her through that magical Barcelona night. "So this partnership offer," she began carefully, "is it because of Barcelona?" Michael's face grew serious. "I offered the partnership because you are brilliant at what you do, but I cannot deny that meeting you again feels like more than coincidence." He moved to sit across from her. "I believe in synchronicity, Anna, do not you?" Before she could answer, the office door swung open, and an elegant, silver-haired woman walked in unannounced. She stopped short at the sight of Anna. "Michael, darling, you did not tell me you had a meeting." Her smile was polite, but her eyes were calculating as they assessed Anna. "Mother, this is Anna Braun, the event planner I told you about. Anna, my mother, Victoria Castillo." Victoria's handshake was cool and brief. "How lovely." Michael mentioned he had found someone new for the company events, though he failed to mention how young you are. Anna straightened, recognizing the dismissal in the older woman tone. I have been running my own successful business for 8 years, Mrs. Castillo. Age has very little to do with competence. Michael's eyes danced with barely suppressed amusement as Victoria's perfectly arched eyebrows rose slightly. Indeed, Victoria murmured. Well, I will not interrupt further. I simply wanted to remind you about dinner tonight, Michael. Your father is expecting you at 7. Her emphasis on family was slight but unmistakable. After Victoria glided out, Michael sighed. I apologize for my mother. She protective. Translation, no woman is good enough for her precious son, Anna said with unexpected boldness, then immediately blushed. I am sorry, that was unprofessional. To her surprise, Michael laughed, a deep, genuine sound that warmed the space between them. Completely accurate, though. My divorce hit her harder than it hit me, I think. She convinced I need protecting from heartbreak. Anna felt a twinge of curiosity about the divorce, but pushed it aside. This was a business meeting, not a date. Let's talk about the partnership, she said firmly. I have some ideas about transforming your corporate retreat series. For the next hour, they fell into an easy rhythm, exchanging concepts and building on each other's thoughts. Anna found herself drawn not just to his appearance, though the way his hands moved as he spoke was increasingly distracting, but to his mind. He thought in possibilities, not limitations. As their meeting concluded, Michael walked her to the elevator. They're an underground electronic music festival in Santa Cruz this weekend, he said casually. Some European DJs I think you might remember from Barcelona. Anna's heart skipped. Are you asking me to go dancing, Mr. Castillo? I am suggesting we conduct field research on immersive experiences, he countered with a grin. Purely professional. The elevator doors opened, but Anna hesitated before stepping in. Oh, what about your mother? I doubt she would approve of your field researchers with the help. Something flashed in Michael's eyes. Determination, perhaps. I am 40 years old, Anna. I run a global enterprise. I love my mother, but I do not need her permission. The doors began to close, and Anna impulsively held them open. Saturday, text me the details, but this is not a date, she added firmly. Oh, of course not, Michael agreed, eyes twinkling. Just two professionals, researching experiential event dynamics. As the elevator descended, Anna leaned against the wall, heart pounding. What had she just agreed to? And why did it feel like she was standing at the edge of that cliff again, ready to leap into the unknown? Back in his office, Michael picked up his phone. Ryan, this is Michael Castillo. I need some information about your boss. He smiled as he looked out at the ocean. Consider it part of our new partnership arrangement. The music pulsed through. The converted warehouse, a living entity that synchronized the heartbeats of hundreds of dancers. Anna closed her eyes, letting the familiar sensation wash over her. The bass vibrating in her chest, the collective energy of strangers united by rhythm. When she opened them again, Michael was watching her, his expression a mixture of admiration and something deeper that made her stomach flip. What? She shouted over the music. He leaned closer, his breath warm against her ear. You transform. When you dance, it's like watching someone come home to themselves. The observation was so intimate, so accurate, that Anna felt momentarily exposed. She had spent years crafting a professional image, competent, controlled, always prepared. But here, in the pulsing heart of the crowd, that persona melted away, revealing the woman who had once backpacked across Europe chasing music and sunrise. Less analyzing, more dancing, she challenged, taking his hands and pulling him deeper into the crowd. To her delight, Michael moved with the same natural grace she remembered from Barcelona. No awkward corporate stiffness, no self-consciousness, just pure joyful movement. They danced for hours, sometimes together, sometimes simply near each other, communicating through glances and smiles rather than words. As the night deepened, the DJ transitioned to slower, more hypnotic beats. Michael Hand found the small of her back gentle but electric. "Thirsty?" he asked, nodding toward the bar area. In a quieter corner of the warehouse, they sipped water, pleasantly exhausted. Anna studied Michael in this new context. Hair slightly disheveled, designer t-shirt damp with sweat, eyes bright with exhilaration. Far from the polished billionaire, yet somehow more compelling. "Why personal development?" she asked suddenly. "Of all the businesses you could have built, why that one?" Michael considered her question with the same thoughtfulness he had shown during their business discussions. "After my parents lost everything in the financial crisis, I watched my father spiral into depression. He had built his identity around financial success, and when that vanished," he shrugged, "I started reading everything I could find on resilience, purpose, true fulfillment. Eventually, I realized that helping people find their authentic path through life challenges was the only business I wanted to be in." "Is that why you and your wife split up?" The question slipped out before Anna could stop it. "Sorry, that none of my business." "It's fine," Michael assured her. "Caroline and I married young. We grew in different directions. The divorce was actually amicable. We co-parent Jake and Lily pretty well." He smiled. "They are 12 and 10 now. Amazing kids." "And you have children?" Anna said softly, absorbing this new information. Successful divorcee was one thing. Single father was another level of complexity she had not considered. "That surprise you?" Michael's eyes held hers, challenging. Anna considered her answer carefully. "Not that you have children, that you have not mentioned them until now. They must be the center of your world." Something in his expression softened. "They are, and I am careful about who I introduce into their lives." The implication hung between them, shifting the energy from friendly to something more charged. "This is not a date, remember," Anna said lightly, trying to diffuse the sudden tension. "Just professional research." Michael's smile was slow and knowing. "Is that what we are doing? Researching?" Before Anna could respond, a voice cut through the moment. "Anna? Anna Brown?" A tall man with a camera approached, recognition lighting his face. "It is you. Mind if I get a pic for EDM culture? The influencer queen of Silicon Valley events out in the wild." Anna instinctively stepped away from Michael, professional reflexes kicking in. "Diego, great to see you." She struck a casual pose, hyper-aware of Michael watching the interaction. After Diego moved on, promising to tag her on Instagram, an awkward silence fell between them. "That happens often," Michael asked. Anna sighed. "Part of the job. My online presence drives half my business and requires maintaining a certain image." His perception was uncomfortably accurate. Is not that true for everyone? Even billionaire personal development gurus? She had not meant it to sound defensive, but it did. Michael studied her for a long moment. "What are you afraid of, Anna?" The directness of the question caught her off guard. "Who says I am afraid? You keep reminding me this is not a date. You jumped away when someone recognized you. You are here, but you are holding something back." His words were not accusatory, just gently probing. Anna felt a flicker of irritation. "You have known me for all of 3 weeks. Do not pretend you have figured me out." "Fair enough." He raised his hands in surrender. "But I would like the chance to. Figure you out, that is." The music changed again, a familiar track that had been popular in Barcelona 5 years ago. Anna recognized it instantly, saw in Michael's eyes that he did too. It was the last song they had danced to before she had disappeared into the dawn. "Dance with me," he said softly, extending his hand. No analysis, no past, no future. Just now. And because the music was already pulling her under its spell, because his eyes held no judgment, only invitation, Anna took his hand and allowed him to lead her back to the dance floor. This time when they danced, something had shifted. Their movements synchronized effortlessly, the space between them charged with unspoken possibility. When Michael's hands found her waist, when Anna's arms wrapped around his neck, it felt inevitable rather than planned. "This feels like the universe completing another circle," he murmured against her ear. Anna wanted to make a skeptical comment about cosmic coincidences, but the words died in her throat as their eyes met. Instead, she found herself rising on tiptoes as he leaned down, their lips meeting in a kiss that started gentle but quickly deepened with 5 years of unacknowledged longing. When they finally broke apart, breathless, Anna felt dizzy with conflicting emotions. Desire, certainly, but also alarm at how quickly her carefully constructed boundaries were dissolving. "I should go," she said suddenly, stepping back. Confusion flickered across Michael's face. "Anna, wait!" But she was already moving through the crowd, the familiar pattern of retreat when things got too real, too fast. Outside, the cold night air cleared her head as she texted for a rideshare. Running away again? Michael's voice behind her was not angry, just quietly questioning. Anna turned, arms wrapped around herself against the chill. "I am not good at this, Michael. The business partnership is one thing, but this," she gestured between them. "Oh, this complicates everything." "Life is complicated," and he said simply, moving closer, "does not mean we run from the good parts. You do not understand. My career, my parents depending on me, my brothers in college. I have worked too. Not to risk it all on feelings." Michael stopped a respectful distance away. "Risk what exactly? Your reputation, your independence, or is it something else you are afraid of losing?" Before Anna could answer, her phone chimed. Her ride was approaching. "I have to go." Michael nodded, making no move to stop her. For what it's worth, Anna, I think you are extraordinary, in business and out of it, and I am patient enough to wait until you are ready to stop running." As her car pulled away, Anna watched Michael standing under the streetlight, a solitary figure framed against the night. For the second time in their acquaintance, she was leaving him at dawn. But this time, she knew exactly what and whom she was leaving behind. And despite her rational mind screaming caution, something deeper whispered that some circles were meant to be completed, no matter how long the journey took. "You kissed him?" Zoe's voice rose an octave as she stared at Anna across the cafe table. "Michael Castillo, the Michael Castillo, the billionaire who all over your mood board for the Elevate Summer Retreat?" Anna groaned, sinking lower in her chair. 2 weeks had passed since the festival night, and she had successfully avoided direct contact with Michael, communicating exclusively through their respective assistants about the partnership projects. It was a momentary lapse in judgment. "A hot, momentary lapse," Zoe corrected, stirring her latte with unnecessary vigor. "With the man who'd been on Forbes' most eligible list 3 years running, who apparently tracked you down after a chance meeting in Barcelona, who dances like a god, if your blushing is any indication." She leaned forward. "Honey, this is not a disaster. This is the plot of every romance novel ever." "It unprofessional," Anna insisted. "I do not mix business with pleasure." "Says who? That internal rule-book of yours?" Zoe's tone softened. "And Anna, ever since your parents lost the business and you became the family breadwinner, you have been living like one mistake will bring everything crashing down. Maybe it's time to—" Anna's phone chimed with the special tone she had assigned to client emergencies, cutting off Zoe's amateur therapy session. "Saved by the bell," she muttered, checking the message. Her throat tightened as she read. What is it? Zoe asked, concern replacing exasperation. The venue for the Elevate retreat just cancelled. Permit issues. Anna was already gathering her things, mind racing through alternatives. I have to fix this. We are only 6 weeks out. Want me to come help? I can reschedule my afternoon. No, I have got this. It's what I do, right? Solve impossible problems under pressure. Anna attempted a confident smile that did not quite reach her eyes. An hour later, Anna sat in her car outside Elevate headquarters, mentally reviewing the 3 alternative venues she had miraculously secured on short notice. This was strictly professional damage control, nothing to do with avoiding Michael for the past 2 weeks. The universe, however, had other plans. As she approached the reception desk, the elevator doors opened to reveal Michael himself, deep in conversation with a striking young woman. Something about their easy familiarity made Anna's stomach tighten inexplicably. Michael glanced up, his sentence trailing off mid-word when he saw her. Anna. Just her name, but something in the way he said it made the reception area feel suddenly too small, too warm. Mr. Castillo, I need to speak with you about the retreat venue. Anna kept her tone briskly professional, nodding politely to the woman beside him. Michael's smile did not quite reach his eyes. Of course, Anna Braun, this is my sister Gabriela, she visiting from Madrid. Relief flooded through Anna with embarrassing intensity. It's lovely to meet you. Your brother mentioned you are married to Carlos Reyes. I adore his installations. Gabriela's face lit up. You know his work? Michael, you did not tell me she was cultured as well as beautiful. She winked at Anna. My brother has been suspiciously vague about this new partnership of his. Gabby, Michael warned, a rare flush coloring his cheeks. What? I'm just being friendly. Gabriella's innocent expression fooled no one. She checked her watch. I should get going anyway. Those nephews of yours will not pick themselves. Up from soccer practice. She squeezed Anna's hand. We should have dinner while I'm in town. I want to hear all about Barcelona. Breen, as Gabriela swept out, leaving an awkward silence in her wake, Anna realized with horror that Michael must have told his sister about their history. My office, Michael suggested, gesturing toward the elevator. The ride up was excruciating, filled with unspoken tension. Inside his office, Anna launched immediately into business mode, outlining the venue crisis and her proposed solutions with rapid-fire efficiency. Michael listened quietly, leaning against his desk rather than sitting behind it. When she finally paused for breath, he simply asked, Are you done? Anna blinked. With the venue options, yes, but not with the venues, with pretending nothing happened between us. The directness knocked her off balance. I am being professional. You are hiding, he corrected gently. 2 weeks of communicating through assistance? That not professionalism, Anna, that avoidance. I do not know what you want from me, she admitted, frustration leaking into her voice. Michael pushed away from the desk, moving closer but still maintaining a respectful distance. Honesty would be a start. If you are not interested, say so. I am a big boy. I can handle rejection. But do not disappear. Anna struggled to organize her chaotic thoughts. It not that I am not interested, she finally confessed. It that I cannot afford to be. Explain that to me. His voice had softened, all challenge gone. Anna sank into a chair, suddenly exhausted by the weight of her own defenses. My family depends on me, Michael. When my parents lost everything 8 years ago, I became the safety net. My income supports them, puts my brothers through college. My reputation is everything in this business. One scandal, one mistake, and it all falls apart. And I am a potential mistake. There was no judgment in his question, only curiosity. You are a high-profile client whose children and disapproving mother I have not even met, whose divorce made tabloid headlines even if it was amicable, whose company represents the biggest opportunity of my career." She looked up at him. "Dating you would be complicated at best, professionally suicidal at worst." Michael considered her words carefully. "I respect your concerns, but I think you are overlooking something important." "What that?" "Chemistry like ours does not come along every day. At some point, playing it safe becomes its own risk, the risk of missing something extraordinary." The quiet confidence in his voice made Anna's resolve waver. Before she could respond, his office door burst open, and two children tumbled in. A lanky boy with Michael eyes, and a girl whose wild curls bounced with her movements. "Dad! Aunt Gabby said you would take us for ice cream before—" The girl stopped short, noticing Anna. "Oh, hello." Michael, entire demeanor transformed, softening with obvious love. "Jake, Lily, this is Ms. Braun. She helping with Daddy Company. Events." Anna stood, extending her hand with a warm smile. "You can call me Anna. Your dad has told me about you both." "Are you his girlfriend?" Lily asked, with the devastating directness of a 10-year-old. Anna froze, but Michael smoothly interjected, "Miss Braun is a colleague, Lily Bear. Now why do not you two wait with Aunt Gabby for a minute while I finish up here?" Once the children had been ushered out with promises of imminent ice cream, Michael turned back to Anna. "I'm sorry about the interruption. Do not be, they are wonderful." And they were, bright-eyed and clearly adored by their father. Another layer of Michael Castillo revealed, another reason to guard her heart more carefully. "Anna," Michael said quietly, "take the weekend. Think about what you really want, not just what feels safe. The retreat venue can wait until Monday." She nodded, gathering her portfolio. At the door, she paused. "Your children are lucky to have you. I am the lucky one." His smile was so genuine, so unguarded, that Anna felt something shift inside her, a crack in the careful walls she had built around her heart. Walking to her car, Anna's phone chimed with a text. Not a client emergency this time, but her mother. "And your father test results came back. All clear. Celebrating tonight. Bring champagne." Relief washed over her. The health scare that had shadowed her family for months was finally lifting. She texted back her agreement, then sat for a moment, letting the stress of the past weeks dissipate. As she started her car, another text arrived, this one from Michael. "For what it's worth, they liked you. Lily says you have kind eyes. Jake says you are not boring like Dad other friends." High praise from a 12-year-old. Despite herself, Anna smiled. Then before she could overthink it, she typed back, "They are pretty great too, like their dad." Putting her phone away, Anna pulled into traffic, a strange lightness replacing the anxiety that had been her constant companion. Maybe, just maybe there was room in her carefully controlled life for someone unexpected. What she did not know was that across town, Victoria Castillo was making calls to several of her society friends, quietly inquiring about the background of a certain event planner who seemed to be captivating her son's attention. The game was far from over. The sprawling beachfront property hummed with activity as staff transformed it into an immersive retreat experience. Anna surveyed the progress with satisfaction, mentally checking items off her meticulous plan. Elevate. Authentic self. Summer retreat would begin tomorrow, bringing together entrepreneurs, executives and innovators for 4 days of transformative workshops and connections. It had been 3 weeks since the office encounter with Michael and his children, 3 weeks of cautious, gradual thawing between them. Professional lines remained firmly drawn, but small moments of personal connection had crept in. Late-night planning calls that drifted into conversations about favorite books, shared lunches during site visits, even a casual dinner with Jake. And Lily, when Anna had dropped off samples at Michael oceanfront penthouse, each interaction revealed new facets of Michael that made Anna careful boundaries more difficult to maintain. The way his eyes crinkled when he laughed at his children. Jokes. How he listened, really listened when anyone spoke to him. The quiet confidence that never veered into arrogance. Earth to Anna. Ryan waved a clipboard in front of her face. The sound system team needs you to approve the beach setup. Anna blinked, forcing her mind back to the task at hand. Right, sorry. As they crossed the grounds, Ryan gave her a sidelong glance. So you and the dreamy Mr. Castillo are maintaining a professional relationship, Anna finished firmly. Uh-huh, and I am secretly Beyoncé. Ryan rolled. His eyes. The man looks at you like you are the answer to a question he'd been asking his whole life. But sure, professional is the word. Before Anna could respond, her phone rang, her brother Ethan ringtone. I need to take this, she told Ryan. Tell the sound team I will be there in 5. Hey, E, she answered, moving to a quieter spot by the property edge. Everything okay? Her brother's voice came through tight with anger. Oh, did you know about Mom visitor today? Anna frowned. What visitor? Some fancy society lady, Victoria something, asking all kinds of questions about you, about us losing the family business, about Dad drinking afterward, like we are specimens. Under a microscope, the ground seemed to shift beneath Anna's feet. Victoria Castillo, that it, said she was vetting potential event vendors or some bullshit. Mum was in tears after she left. White-hot fury replaced Anna's initial shock. I will handle it, she promised, ending the call. She found Michael by the pool area, reviewing the meditation space layout with the design team. We need to talk, she said, her voice dangerously controlled. Privately. Concern crossed his face as he excused himself and followed her to a secluded garden alcove. What wrong? Your mother paid my parents a visit today. Anna's hands trembled with anger. Interrogated them about our financial problems. My father struggled with alcoholism after the business failed. All of it. Michael paled. Anna, I had no idea. Is this how it works in your world? You get interested in someone, so you send your mother to conduct a background check? Was my family pain entertaining for her? I would never... Michael reached for her hand, but Anna stepped back. I have worked too hard to rebuild my life, to help my family recover from losing everything. I will not be treated like some gold digger to be investigated. Anger now flashed in Michael's eyes as well, but not directed at her. I'm going to fix this, he said with quiet intensity. But first, I need you to know I had absolutely nothing to do with my mother's actions. Nothing. The raw sincerity in his voice made Anna falter, some of her anger subsiding. Your mother clearly thinks I am after your money. My mother is protecting the wrong thing, Michael said simply. She's so focused on guarding the family fortune that she's forgotten what actually matters: love, connection, authentic relationships. He ran a hand through his hair in frustration. The irony is painful, considering what my company stands for. Anna's professional instincts kicked in, even through her anger. The retreat starts tomorrow. We need to put this aside and focus. No, Michael's voice was firm. We are not compartmentalizing this. I'm going to speak with my mother immediately, and then I would like to meet your parents, properly. The request caught Anna off guard. Why? Because I want to apologize to them in person, because I want them to know that their daughter is respected and valued by me, because... He hesitated, then continued with quiet certainty, because I am falling in love with you, Anna Brown, and I want to do this right. The declaration hung in the air between them, changing everything, and nothing at once. Michael, Anna began, uncertain how to respond. You do not need to say anything, he assured her. I just needed you to know where I stand. The ball is in your court. Before she could gather her thoughts, Ryan appeared at the garden entrance. "Sorry to interrupt, but we have a situation with the caterers." Professional mode engaged automatically. "I will be right there." To Michael, she added, "We will finish this conversation later." By evening, Anna was running on pure adrenaline, troubleshooting last-minute issues and finalizing details. She had managed to avoid being alone with Michael again, processing his declaration while directing staff and vendors with outward calm. As sunset painted the sky in dramatic pinks and oranges, Anna found a quiet moment on the beach, slipping off her shoes to feel the cool sand between her toes. The rhythmic sound of waves helped clear her cluttered mind. "Your parents are lovely people." The voice behind her was not Michael as she had expected, but Victoria Castillo. Anna turned, slowly, bracing herself. Victoria stood a few feet away, elegant as ever, in a cream silk pantsuit that caught the dying light. "Mrs. Castillo," Anna acknowledged coolly, "I was not aware you were attending the setup. Michael invited me." Victoria moved closer, her expression unreadable. "After he finished shouting at me about boundaries and respect this afternoon." Anna said nothing, waiting. Victoria sighed, looking suddenly older, more vulnerable. "I owe you an apology, Miss Braun. My actions were inexcusable." "They were not just inexcusable. They were cruel," Anna said quietly. "My family has worked incredibly hard to rebuild their lives." "I know that now." Victoria's gaze drifted to the horizon. "Your father spoke very highly of you, told me how you stepped up at 24 to support everyone when their world collapsed, how you built your business from nothing." She turned back to Anna. "He extremely proud of you." The unexpected gentleness in Victoria's voice caught Anna off guard. "Why did you do it?" "Fear," Victoria admitted simply. "When Michael's father lost everything, I watched him crumble, then watched Michael sacrifice his own dreams to rebuild the family security. When Caroline left him and the children, she trailed off. I promised myself I would protect him from another heartbreak, even if it meant becoming the villain." "I am not Caroline," Anna said firmly. "No," Victoria agreed with surprising candor. "You are far more formidable. And that terrifies me even more." Before Anna could respond, Victoria continued, "My son told me he in love with you, that he has been since Barcelona in some way. He never said that about anyone, not even his children's mother." Anna's heart stuttered at hearing those words. "Repeated, Mrs. Castillo." "Victoria, please." She reached into her pocket and withdrew an antique ring, holding it out to Anna. "This belonged to Michael's grandmother. She was also a self-made woman, came to America with nothing and built a beautiful life through sheer determination." Anna stared at the vintage emerald ring, confusion replacing anger. "I do not understand." "Neither do I entirely," Victoria admitted with a small smile. "But I am trying. Michael asked me to give you this, not as a proposal but as a promise. A bridge between past and future." She placed the ring in Anna's palm, curling her fingers around it. "The choice is yours, of course, but know that if you do choose him, you will be gaining not just a partner, but an ally in me as well. I protect what I love, Anna, and Michael loves you." With those words hanging in the air, Victoria turned and walked back toward the main house, leaving Anna standing in the gathering darkness, the weight of the ring in her hand far heavier than its physical presence. Hours later, with final preparations complete and staff dismissed for the night, Anna found herself drawn back to the beach. The retreat guests would arrive tomorrow, beginning a new chapter in her professional journey. But tonight, her thoughts were elsewhere. She heard his footsteps in the sand before she saw him, steady and sure, like everything else about Michael Castillo. "Your mother gave me your grandmother ring," she said without turning around. Michael moved to stand beside her, close enough to feel his warmth but not touching. I hope that was not too presumptuous. Anna finally looked at him, moonlight, silvering his features. You told her you are in love with me. I told you first, he reminded her gently. We have known each other for 2 months, Michael. And 5 years ago for one perfect night, he added. Some connections defy conventional timelines. Anna closed her eyes, feeling the cool metal of the ring against her palm. I am scared, she admitted, not of your mother, or your wealth, or even of mixing business with pleasure. I am scared of how much I feel for you already, how easy it would be to fall completely. That's how I felt in Barcelona, Michael said quietly. Terrified and exhilarated all at once. Then you disappeared, and I spent 5 years measuring everyone else against a memory. Anna opened her eyes, finding him watching her with such openness that her remaining defenses crumbled. I am not running this time, she whispered. Michael's smile was slow and radiant. No, no. Anna stepped closer, sliding her arms around his neck. I think the universe has been trying to complete this circle long enough. Who am I to argue with cosmic timing? His laugh was joyful as he lifted her off her feet, spinning her in a circle that ended with her lips meeting his, a kiss that felt like coming home and setting off on a grand adventure all at once. When they finally broke apart, breathless and grinning, Anna held up the emerald ring. This is not an engagement ring, right? Because 2 months is still objectively insane, even with cosmic timing. Michael gently took the ring and slid it onto her right hand. It a promise that whether it takes 2 more months or 2 more years, I'm not going anywhere. We will figure it out together, the business, the family dynamics, all of it. One day at a time. One day, one dance, one kiss at a time, he agreed, pulling her close as the sound of distant music drifted from one of the beachfront properties. Speaking of which, under the vast canopy of stars, they swayed together to the faint melody, completing a circle that had begun 5 years earlier on another beach, thousands of miles away. And as the moon cast their entwined shadows across the sand, Anna knew that some risks were worth taking, some hearts worth trusting, and some loves worth waiting for, even when they arrived in the most unexpected packages. Epilogue. 1 year later, the applause was thunderous as Anna took the stage at Elevate Annual Conference, the spotlight momentarily blinding her. 3,000 attendees filled the auditorium, eager to hear from the woman who had revolutionized experiential corporate events over the past year. Thank you, she began, smiling as the crowd settled. A year ago, I stood backstage at a charity gala, criticizing the empty gestures of the wealthy to make themselves feel better about their privilege. The audience laughed appreciatively. Little did I know that the man funding that gala was about to change everything I thought. I knew about purpose, possibility, and partnership. Chuck in the front row, Michael watched her with undisguised pride, Jake and Lily beside him. Next to them sat Anna parents and brothers, and beside them Victoria Castillo, looking elegant as ever but with a warmth that had blossomed over the months. A day we called our first collaboration Authentic Self, Anna continued. Ironic, considering how hard I was fighting to keep my professional and personal selves completely separate. More knowing laughter from the crowd. But what I have learned, what we have all learned through Elevate experiences this past year, is that authenticity is not about perfection. It's about integration, bringing all parts of ourselves to the table and trusting that we are enough. As she continued, her keynote, outlining the philosophy behind the transformation of Elevate Event Division, Anna caught Michael's eye. He winked, and she felt the familiar flutter that had not diminished with time or familiarity. The emerald ring still adorned her right hand, a promise kept through the challenges of merging their lives and businesses. There had been bumps along the way, Jake initial resistance to sharing his father attention, Victoria occasional lapses into overprotectiveness, the learning curve of co-parenting and maintaining boundaries between work and home. But there had also been magic. Spontaneous dance parties in Michael's kitchen, family trips to Barcelona where they recreated their first meeting, late-night strategy sessions that turned into deeper conversations about dreams and fears, and countless moments of discovery as two independent people learned the delicate art of becoming an yes without losing their essential selves. After the conference, as attendees networked at the reception, Michael found Anna in a quiet corner, handing her a glass of champagne. "Spectacular keynote," he said, clinking his glass against hers, "though I object to being called the man funding that gala. So impersonal." Anna laughed, leaning into him. "Would you prefer the incredibly handsome billionaire who stalked me across continents?" "Much better." His free hand slipped around her waist. "I have something for you." "And now, Michael, we agreed no public proposals until at least the 2-year mark," she warned, only half joking. He chuckled. "Not a proposal, just a reminder." From his pocket, he produced a small velvet pouch. Inside, Anna found a delicate gold charm bracelet with a single charm, a miniature music note. "For Barcelona," she whispered, understanding immediately. Michael nodded, fastening it around her wrist. "I thought we could add a charm for each new chapter. This is just the beginning of our story, Anna Brown." As the evening faded into night, and their families gathered around them, biological, unchosen, blended and beautiful in their complexity, Anna realized that sometimes the greatest adventures began with the courage to criticize a gala, dance until dawn with a stranger, or take a chance on love when every practical consideration advised against it. Sometimes the most authentic self was the one brave enough to let someone else see all the way in, past the carefully constructed image, beyond the professional achievements, through the protective walls built from past disappointments, to the heart that had been waiting all along for the right person to complete its circle. And sometimes, just sometimes, the universe knew exactly what it was doing after all. Finn.